ratio more of like logical and then a little bit of emotions a little bit, and then moving is gonna get harder and harder the more you start over and want to go back to it. And you think like, like give it away to somebody and be like, hey, this is what this may do to you. This is what it is, what it do, y'all. Thanks y'all for tuning in today. Giving my experience and through my opinions and my perspective. Hey, first, self-assess. I mean, I'm not talking about just the problem that I went through that I was talking about this week. I'm talking about just any problem, any good thing, any situation that you really want to continue doing or overcome. Is like first, you got to self-assess. Assess the problem, look what's going on, pass over, not using your feelings, but like really kind of do logical, a little bit of emotions, a little bit of feelings, but kind of see what it's going to turn out to do. I would say, in my opinion, ratio more of like logical and then a little bit of emotions a little bit, and then like have emotions more than your feelings. You still have to use them all and things like that to self-assess the situation, and then do that same formula to figure out for yourself, like how is it going to affect you logically and emotionally, and how you feel, and physically and things like that, and then see if it's gonna work for you or not, and how you can find a solution doing that, going through that way. And there's still no solution, if you're a believer in God and Jesus Christ and things like that, I would say go pray to God. If you have a man of God, go to your man of God and say, I did this. I self-assess the situation, and I self-assess myself, how it'll make me feel, and how I would react to it, and things like that. I want to be proactive. These are some of the solutions that I may came up with. Just maybe I've had a couple of verses that I'm standing on to help me get through it and things like that. I mean, so you can have more than one person in agreement with you. I mean, that's one way to do it, whatever situation you're going through. And then after that, if you're dealing with it in relationships, which is what I want to focus on right now, if you're dealing with your relationships, or even like something you're afraid of, you got to face it face to face. You got to go through it. You got to go through it. Hey, it's not fun. It's not smooth. It's not a straight line. It's bumpy, curvy, and it's not fun. It could be like little frustrating and things like that, sad, emotional, but you gotta just take a step at a time. Just do a little bit of something. Just going a little bit at a time, face to face, and going here and going there, just to make progress. Because once you stop, then you got to start all over, and it's gonna get harder and harder the more you start over and want to go back to it. Then it turns into you never want to do it. It'll be in the back of your head for a long time until you decide to let it go and go for that next step, and facing it face to face to figure out what you really see, what you really got to do to get through it. And of course, after that, like I said, you got to let it go. I mean, some way and somehow you just gotta let it go. Especially if the problem, you aren't able to fix it and get through it. But if you let it go, it's not gonna have no issues, no tie to you, no stronghold on you. Then yeah, you gotta let it go. But like let it go, saying, okay, I'm gonna do it. Once I do it and figure it out and get through this, I ain't gonna touch that no more. I'm not gonna have to think about it as hard anymore. I mean, it still may come to your mind and your heart and mess with you, but you don't have to be so like tied down with it. And by there's all kinds of things you can let go. Relationships, cars, things, houses, rentals, real estate, money. There's a lot of stuff that you can let go of that either having a burden on you, or it's so good that it's like it makes you think that that's what you gotta serve and things like that. It's like good to let it go. And then after that, if it's with a relationship, or if you with something, then I say you gotta open up fully and be like, okay, this is what I did with you and to you, and this is how I'm feeling and things like that. But I want to make this better, or I'm completely done with you. I may speak to you, but I ain't doing nothing else with you. I'm moving on, or open up fully. Like if it's something, like give it away to somebody and be like, hey, this is what this may do to you. This is what I don't like about it. Or you just straight up open up fully about this. Hey, just throw it in the trash, which connects to letting it go. So I'm just saying, hey, thank you for your time. Now let's grind. And one more time, let me repeat what some steps to do is self-assess, pray to God, face to face, let it go, open up fully to somebody that can help hold you accountable. So yeah, thank you for your time. Now let's grind, and I'm out.